Well, well, what's going on, people? This is Influence, one of your hosts of the podcast, What We Thinking. And to my right, as usual, I have Bryson.
Hello. I used to focus only on hurts. I had many gifts, but I was my own curse. But hold up, wait a minute, stop that. I need to focus on now, not that.
Get your mind right and your money tight.
What's going on with you today?
Oh, man. What's going on with me today? I got my fiber in.
Got your fiber in?
Well,
That's important.
Mostly I got 32 grams in right now. Multi-grain bagels from Dunkin' Donuts, toasted, plain. I tried cream cheese today. I don't know if I'll stick with that or not because, as you said, it has a lot of fat in it, the cream cheese. But yeah,
True.
Getting plenty of fiber is important, and that's been helping. I've been doing pretty good eating-wise. I've been having been to the gym in like 3 weeks, so I gotta somehow get back on that. I think I need more sleep, and then I'll be able to get back in there.
Yeah, sleep is important. Extremely important.
What's going on with you today?
Not much. Was trying to work. I wanted to talk about the mishap today that they had
with your work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the cyber, not attack. It was I guess an error. They said their update was erroneous, I guess. CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity firm that a lot of people use, so it was kind of alarming, and it kind of shows what could happen if something happens. For those that are living under a rock, there was I guess CrowdStrike, the cybersecurity network, had uploaded a update for Microsoft, and it crashed Microsoft. So anybody that used anything Microsoft was affected.
Mm-hmm.
However, some people were affected more than others. Like, so I heard the mall was closed because all the stores registers used, I guess, a form of Microsoft, and they couldn't run their registers. Now, we were affected, but I could still have my email, and Teams was working. Unfortunately, like, damn, like, you gonna crash something, crash all of it. Like, crash it all. Like, I still could have meetings. I still had my email up, going on. So, yeah, whoever did that, y'all was getting fired anyway. You might as well just crash the whole thing. Like, crash all that shit, too.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't had to do no work today. But I think they're trying to resolve it now. But like I said, it was various. I think the biggest impact was the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of planes grounded. I know my nephew get home safe. He's stuck in LA right now. He's a flight attendant, so they wasn't nobody flying. I don't think. I saw the airport was mashed up, just crazy. An eventful event, I guess. Did it affect you any?
Oh, I mean, I was at a truck stop, and their system was down. They couldn't take any cars. They couldn't even take the rewards cars. And the shower.
Man, I didn't know that.
The shower rooms they weren't being used because, those are the access to them is, electronic too. So,
yeah. So it really highlights what could go wrong, like, with our system, because we rely so heavily on electronics and that stuff, like computers and everything. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, really. Like, we're in it now. Like, people are like, oh, see, we can't go backwards. We're here. We just gotta hold these firms more accountable with our data. I mean, there's always data breaches going on and all that stuff. Like, that's terrible. But something like this could have been catastrophic if it was somewhere else. Like, I'm sure our military operates a system probably looped. Like, it's probably a closed system. Most of it anyway. I'm sure some of it probably uses an open system, but I don't know too much about that stuff. But I'm hoping anyway that they use like a closed system for like any weapons or any of that stuff. Like any of the important shit, like should be on a closed system, I would think. But then again, who knows? Government isn't always the smartest.
It's a good thing I was able to go down to the next truck stop where they actually had a good old fashioned key to get into the shower.
See that? They probably get stuff every day for having that good old fashioned key.
Yeah.
And today was the day that they were like, see, this is why we got the key.
As far as news goes, like, okay, the attempted assassination on Trump.
Yeah, that's a big one. So, I mean, I did want to talk about that, and we can talk about it now.
Okay.
But I do want to preference, because I'm probably going to be making some jokes, but I do want to say that there was a death and somebody else in critical condition, and I'm not joking about that. No matter what his political views were, and no matter, you know, why he was there, and more than likely don't align with my political views, but it still was a death. And, you know, he was a father and he was a husband. So he left all those people behind. So I don't want to, if I do joke about it, I don't want people to think that I'm joking about that particular situation.
And there were 2 other people I heard that were
got hurt. Yeah.
like, injured.
Yeah. Sending peace to them. But we can get into the assassination attempt and the maxi pad that he had on his ear at the at the convention.
I
And
saw that.
a couple hours after he was golfing with nothing on his ear. So this dude is fucking nuts.
I can't say that I was glad that the shooter missed. I was glad that the shooter missed because because that would have been like, that would have been a lot.
No, I'm joking. I never wish death on anybody, no matter how much of an asshole and stupid fuck they are. I would never wish death on them. So I'll just put that. I'll say that.
Yeah.
All the jokes I'm about to make.
And that would have just been crazy for us to see too. That was live.
Yeah, that was wild because I was watching it. I for some strange reason. No, you know what? I take that back. I wasn't watching it live, but it was very shortly after it happened. It was on YouTube. And we just me and my girl just got done watching something, and I just turned on YouTube just because it's a habit, because that's what I normally do. And I saw like minutes ago, you know, so I was like, what's going on now? I thought it was some bullshit. And, you know, they showed it all. They showed everything that happened. And I'm like, yo, this is wild. So I continue to watch. But then later on, you saw the videos of like the dude climbing up and everybody yelling.
No, I didn't see all of that.
Yeah,
I heard about it.
That's what makes me. That's one of the reasons why I preferenced it with what I preferenced it with, because the shit looked fishy to me. I'm not a conspiracy theory or a conspiracy theorist, I should say. I said that wrong. Not as much as I used to be when I was in my 20s. But at the same time, he's just the narcissist that would do something like this. So it just looked crazy. At the very least, a lot of people didn't do their jobs. Put it that way. Because the videos I saw there's mad videos of everybody that was there taking videos. There's this one in particular where it's a bunch of people yelling at the cops and pointing, and you see the guy's on the roof and he's laying down and he's trying to hide, and they're like, he's up there. And even the interviewer, like, they interviewed these people and they're like, yeah, we was telling the cops, we was telling the Secret Service that there's somebody up there. He's right there. You can see him. Like, he climbed up, and then there's a ladder that was already there. That, like, why is there a ladder already there? Just, you know, and I mean, it could have just been coincidence. I got my tinfoil hat on right now, but he would be just the narcissist to do something like this and not care. Like, it was a real shooting. Like, we can say that it was a real shooting. It wasn't fake. Somebody's dead behind it. And he got injured. Now it's up for debate. He keeps saying he got shot. Secret Service said it was a cut from glass.
Oh, they said that.
Yeah, they said it was cut from the glass from the prompter.
Okay.
Which it makes a lot of sense why the dude missed too, like because there's a clear prompter in front of him that has the words of everything that he's going to say. It's always like that, and it's the people looking at it can't see it. Well, you can see it, but I would suspect maybe that's why he missed. Like it might have hit the prompter and the bullet, bullet changes trajectory no matter how much. But these are all theories. These are all allegedly. Let me say that I'm just throwing shit out there. But I do know that the Secret Service in the beginning said that the cut was from, or the blood was from a cut from glass. Now I need to hear from the doctors. I have not heard from a single doctor saying anything. I'm sure they told him not to say shit, but that's even fishy. Like, why ain't the doctor saying what it is? Like, I haven't heard, and maybe they have. Maybe I'm just not as how the kids say. I don't know what the kids say. I was about to say something that I don't even know if the kids say that, but tapped in. Tapped in is as much as, because I'm not tapped in with politics or anything. Like I'm very interested in politics, and I usually stay tapped in, but I'm just fatigued. So I don't want to talk about this too long. Was it a cut? Was it a shot? Because he's gonna milk this forever. Like he gotta, and if he did get grazed in the ear by a fucking bullet, like, man, he got some shit to milk. Like he do got some shit to milk. Because I would probably talk about that shit forever. Like maybe not bring it up, but somebody be like, "Oh, what happened?" Oh yeah, man, they was shooting at me. Like they was shooting at me. It was crazy. Like he's gonna be hard pressed. But the cult-like behavior of MAGA, man, I just don't understand it. I know everybody's different. Everybody has different political views, but like seeing all the people at the convention with the pad thing on their ear, like that shit is crazy to me. Like it's cult-like behavior, really. Like who does that? Like you think anybody back in the day? You think people came? Well, Kennedy actually got assassinated, but you think people like came with wrappings around their head to show homage to Kennedy? And people loved him, like, and people ain't do that. Like it's, I don't know, that shit is wild to me when I see it. Cause it just kind of shows the mentality, and it ain't everybody. I'm not saying it is everybody, cause I know Republicans that don't fuck with him, because to be fair, most people are kind of in the center anyway. You know what I mean? Like Republicans are in the center, more right, but in the center, and most Democrats are in the center, but more left. Like, so it's the extreme that we see a lot on both sides. And but some of that, but he's the extreme. Like him and his followers are the extreme right. So it's crazy, but yeah, some wild shit though.
Yeah,
it's
I like
wild
what you said though. I like what you said. You wouldn't wish death on anybody, and like I said, I'm glad the
yeah, I see
missed,
people,
and he didn't die or he wasn't killed. Yeah.
I see people. I don't know. It don't rub me the right way when I see people saying, people make jokes, and it's funny to me. Like I laugh at some of them. Like the joke when the dude was like, everybody to the one dude, and it had the date when it happened, and it's that dude that's like, and I'm like, that's wild, and I laughed at it. It was funny to me, but at the same time, I don't feel that way. Like I really don't. Just because I don't think anything good comes out of wishing death on anybody. I don't care how. Well, I don't know. I people that do shit to kids, I don't want to go there. But yeah, I might wish some death on them. Maybe not wish death, but they might deserve it. But yeah, I don't know. that we could go down a rabbit hole with that. I let me rephrase that. I think there are some people that may deserve death, but again, I don't think good karma's coming out of me wishing death on them.
What's funny is, I don't know if I should say this on the podcast, but
Well, we can cut it out if it's too terrible, but say it.
It's not terrible. It's just that the place it happened at, I go there every week and deliver. I went there the other day, and there was two people that I was delivering. There was an officer, and there was the lady from the kitchen, and I just felt like, maybe I shouldn't bring that up.
Oh yeah. No, I probably wouldn't, because that's in the vein of political shit.
And then I thought about it after I left. I'm like, how would I feel if an ex-president came to my town and somebody from my town tried to kill him? I think I might feel embarrassed.
I wouldn't.
No,
I wouldn't. Because I mean, you're not responsible for that at all.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a reflection to the whole town.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, it's kind of like our town. Like, it's a lot of shit that goes on that ain't great. But, and I know people do use it as a reflection. I'm not going to sit here and be super optimist and just be like, oh, yeah, ain't nobody going to feel any type of way. People do look at towns like that. Like, I'm sure there's a little stain on that town now.
Mm.
But I don't think people should look at it personally or feel embarrassed personally.
Yeah, you're right.
But I mean, you can't. You also, that's your emotions. So if that's how you feel or how you would feel, that's how you feel. Like, it's not. I don't think it's too much that you can do about that. I just don't think you should feel that way. There's been a lot of music out.
Yeah.
Switch topics a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of music out recently.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of like, damn, it's too much for me to keep up with.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been that way in a while, because most of the stuff that come out, I'm not interested in.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Marsha Ambrosius, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
So her album came out maybe like a month ago now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's the elephant in the room. We didn't have a podcast last week because I was painting in our podcast area and I ain't get done. So we had to skip a week. But we were going to talk about a lot of topics if we're late on some stuff. We was going to talk about a lot of topics then, but we're talking about them now. So anyway, Marsha Ambrosius' album came out like a month ago, and I really like it a lot. And I've been listening to it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And Dre produced it, but I didn't even see the liner notes yet. But a lot of the songs, or some of the songs, not a lot of the songs, there's songs on there that definitely sound like Dre, but there's a lot of songs on there that don't sound like Dre,
mm-hmm.
like as far as production wise. So I don't know if he had help. I mean, I'm sure he had help, but I don't know if like other people produced those songs and he was just like executive producing or giving direction. I don't know. I don't know how much involvement he was in. Did you hear that album?
No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, that album is, I really like that album. And I really like the last song. The last song I think is my favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
And she's killing that shit because she's doing interpolations of a lot of old school R&B
mm-hmm.
and other songs throughout the whole song, but it sounds so cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's weird. I don't think I've ever heard anybody do that before. Like, there's so many songs, some of her songs, some other people's songs that she resonates with her, because she talks about, in the song, she talks about like listening to Marvin Gaye, Freddie Mercury, like she goes through like a list of Jodeci, like she goes through a list and it's a gambit. She's like DRE, like, but just how she does it, it sounds so cohesive, but each part sounds like the fucking song,
okay.
the original song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's wild. And I just like, yo, that shit is talent. She does her song like Say Yes, and then she'll go into some other song, and each song sounds like the actual song, but it sounds like one cohesive song.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's just dope. But the whole thing is good.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. I've been jamming to it, as the old people say. I'm one of the old people. Eminem came out with a new album.
Yeah, that's true.
You heard that?
Yeah, I heard it.
What you think about it?
With this album, so sometimes I'll listen to a new album, right?
Mm-hmm.
And initially I have a negative reaction to it because I need to spend more time with it, and then eventually I'll feel differently. Like, oh, I actually like this album, and that's why I want to I want to not give reviews right away on stuff.
Yeah,
spend some time with it.
Yeah, I think that's good.
But with this album, the opposite happened. When I initially listened to it, I was texting you. I was like, "Now this is a fucking album." Like,
yeah.
I was excited.
I was the same way too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I feel what you about to say, but go ahead.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the metaphors and the rapping and the rhyming and the lyrical ability.
Same.
And some of the stuff he said on the album. Initially, I didn't take that seriously, and I even laughed a lot at what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was really feeling it, you know. Then as time went on, and I kept listening to it, like certain things stood out to me that I didn't agree with. Like, for example, the first thing that I listened to that I was like, you know what, I don't agree with that, where he was saying something about transgender people, and I just didn't agree. Where it's part of what he was saying, and this is all under the guise I think of. This is Slim Shady saying it, but I still think, like, personally, I just felt like it's still irresponsible because everybody's not going to look at it like that. They're just going to say you're saying this, and I agree with that, or it may influence them in some way, you know?
Yeah.
But, I wasn't, like, his transgender comments, I wasn't feeling. Only thing he said on there that I agreed with was he said he's all for transgender rights. But he went on to say, but I wouldn't have sex with them, and I can't see them, which I think he was referring to transgender women, as I can't pretend that they weren't men. And so my thing about that is those two things are valid feelings. There's nothing wrong with those feelings. But to put those they should have rights, but it's like contradicting. It don't need his sexual preference.
Okay. Because that's what I was going to say, because I was going to ask you, you don't feel like that's valid, but you said you're saying putting it all together.
Yeah,
it kind of invalidates what he said.
Yeah,
first. No, I can agree with that. And it's funny because stuff that resonates differently with different people.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, there's people out there that feel that way, so it's gonna resonate with them like that. Like they're gonna be like, yeah. They ain't even gonna care about the other part where they should have rights.
Yeah,
like they're not gonna care about that part. And I don't know if it's me getting older or, I mean, I'm sure it plays a part. I don't want to be the old man yelling, "Get off my lawn," but it happens. Like I can see that your taste changes when you get older.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just something that I don't think you can do anything about it, because I felt the same way with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first listen, I was enjoying the rapping and everything. And one of the first things that kind of took me aback was when he said, I don't really want to say it, but when he said R, don't know that they're R's, and that's not true. You know what I mean? Like people with disabilities, and the reason it resonated with me is because I'm a social worker for people with disabilities. So that part like honed in, like I kind of, even though I'm I think everybody should have rights. Like the other stuff at first didn't resonate with me as hard as that one.
Yeah. Because
I do, I help people that have disabilities that people consider that, and there's some that are extremely smart, They know they have a disability. They know they're different. They know, something ain't right. Even the ones that may not be as high acuity have a as high of an IQ, they still know, most of them still know that, they have a disability and there's something going on, and that people make fun of them. People say stuff about them. People use that. That's why they don't use that word no more, because it's a derogatory word. They use it as a derogatory word. As you can see, like, we've always used it growing up, like, as a derogatory word. And we just didn't know.
And that's a word that actually offends the people that people are saying it about.
Yeah, yeah. And, I don't agree with, like, I've seen some campaigns say, like, this is our N word and stuff. I don't like that. I don't like when they try to equate different stuff to the N word, because I don't think there is no equation to that word in a derogatory sense when it's considered derogatory. Like, me being in the field I'm in, that resonated with me, and it kind of turned me off. Like, I kind of turned that song off because I was like, he don't know what he's talking about. Yeah. Like, and people might really think that, like, that you can just say whatever you want, because that's what it sounded like to me. Like, he was saying they ain't gonna get offended because they don't know. Yeah. So, but again, that's under the guise of Slim Shady. But I don't look at it like that. Yeah. Like, it's still him. Right. It's still, I think he has dual personalities that that's what that's what his album is set up as. Yeah. Like, he has this dual personality that he can't control. Yeah. But I don't believe that.
But he did say that Slim Shady is just saying things that he thinks, but
he wouldn't say. Yeah. Because even in that one song, when he talks about when he's being both, and he's like, no, you shouldn't do this. That's why I took this off this song. Sometimes that's even worse to me, because it's obvious that he understands. Like, when you talk about Christopher Reeve, he's like, I took it off because he died. And it's like, well, fuck him, like, I don't know exactly the lyrics, but it was something like that. And I don't know, sometimes that's bad. I say all that to say, I think my taste has changed. Like, I used to really like Eminem and that shit. Yeah. Like, I used to really like that shit. Yeah. Like, I used to be like, oh yeah, he's bucking the system. He's being, he's saying whatever the fuck he wants to say. Like, it's cool. And it was at one time. And maybe it wasn't to other people. And I think about that too. Like, I had a different mindset, so maybe it wasn't ever cool. I mean, obviously people protested him forever. However, now I just don't want to hear that.
I think I used to think he didn't really mean this stuff. He's just saying the stuff to be shocking.
See, back in the day, I thought he really meant it. Oh, okay. Like, I didn't think he was being shocking. I thought he was being mean, but it was cool with me. Okay. I was all right with it because I'm like, toughen up, but my views have changed a lot. I used to be like, why everybody getting offended with everything? Like, I used to be like that. And to a certain degree, I'm still like that, but it's arbitrary stuff that I'm like that, not with stuff that could be offensive. Like, if first of all, I look at it, I've changed my views a lot. Like, I look at it now, like, if somebody tells you they're offended by something, they're offended by it. Like, if somebody tells you something, that's what it is. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like people are quick to be like, well, why are you always getting offended of something? If it's offensive to them. That's that person. You can't say, Yeah. You can't.
Yeah. And then the thing is, you don't understand it because you're not in their shoes.
Yeah, you're not in their shoes. And that's the thing. Like that line might have not resonated. The other line resonated with you. But that line you might have not even thought about. Or even
the thing about it is, I'm glad you said what you said, because I didn't know that what you just said. I could have thought that maybe what he was saying was true.
Oh, okay. And that's the thing. Yeah. Like, that's the thing that you're saying too. Like, people, there's different people, so they might just look at it like that and be like, oh yeah, that's it. But yeah, that's why it offended me.
Mhm.
Like and it wasn't like a first-hand defense. It was just like, okay, you're saying something ignorant for one,
Yeah.
which
You're
I mean, you're
knowledgeable.
on brand.
Mhm.
Like, so I can look past the ignorance, but then you're saying something that's 100% ain't true.
Mhm.
And it kind of is not only, I mean, I know that's what ignorance is, but it's not nowhere near true.
Mhm.
And you're saying it like it is. Like, so I don't know. But there's other stuff throughout the album that I don't know. I just didn't want to hear.
Yeah.
And I don't think I want to hear anybody say it. It's not just him.
Yeah, it's like these are people. Like these, you're saying certain things as if these aren't people. It turns me off. My favorite thing on the album is his verse on what you call it? Fuel.
Yeah.
That verse is crazy. Like his skill and the rhyming and the wordplay and
Yeah, he's still
it's
nice.
awesome.
Like, he's still nice.
But yeah, the other stuff I can't get into.
I love the song To His Daughter. That's my favorite song on the album.
I've been hearing a lot about that song.
Yeah.
Especially from fathers.
Yeah, I love that song. Like, and it's really, like, that song is almost emotional for me, because I've thought about doing something like that. And it kind of made me think, like, is he okay? But then I'm like, maybe he's just doing it, you know, just to have it. Because maybe he knows this is his last album.
I didn't understand it because, I mean, I was like, I felt like he was doing it in the concept of this album. Like, you know what I thought? I thought it was
you
like,
thought he was saying Slim Shady's dying, so when I'm not coming back,
maybe, or
both,
or either
Eminem and Slim Shady.
I don't know, but maybe it was like maybe he wrote it from the perspective of, you know, when he had the overdose.
Yeah,
that
that's
he
what
thought
I mean.
He wasn't gonna survive that.
Well, I thought it was for the future, personally, and that's what made me think. Like, listening to it.
No, because he said, I didn't get to walk you down the aisle, but he did do that with Haley.
Did he walk her down?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, he was. Remember,
I mean, he was at the wedding, but I didn't know if he walked her down.
I don't know that, but
yeah. So I thought maybe he didn't, because maybe he came late. I don't know. I don't know. But that would have to be explored to see if he was, you know, telling the truth. But that's why I thought it was present day. Like, he's making this song for when he dies, so you have something to listen to, and you know, I've dealt with, like, thinking like that. Like, should I, like, really, like, I was like, should I record a video? I was gonna record a video and put it on YouTube and schedule it for like 2060. You know what I mean? Like I thought about that, and I still think about it. Like, I still might do that. You know, just then have it pop up one day, like, after I'm gone. Like, hopefully they're still around, you know, and they might see it. Hopefully YouTube's still around. But I thought about that because I know how I feel with people that are close to me that passed. You know, you feel like you want that last conversation, like you ain't get, and I know it's always gonna be like that. Like, it's not.
Wow.
You could have had a whole conversation with them the day before, and you still gonna feel like you want that last conversation. You know. But yeah, that song is deep, and I think that's, to me, that's one of the best songs on the album.
Yeah, I really do, you know, like the hook on that one. That because it just, in my experience, like, it's true what she's saying in the hook.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. It's funny too, because I didn't know that was Skylar Grey for a long time. Because I listened to the album. I was listening to it down here while I was painting, actually, and I listened to it. I probably listened to it like 4 times in a row, and it did sound like her because I listened to her albums. I listen to her sometimes. But what's funny is when he said, I started thinking, I'm like, when he said he got Skylar Grey pregnant in the song earlier.
Oh yeah, no,
this is on the album, because when he said it, I was like, I don't know exactly what he said.
He said he gave I think he said he gave Skylar Gray hepatitis A.
Oh yeah. That's what he said. That's wild. But when he said that,
I want to be wondering how people feel that he worked with when he do that.
Megan Fox had just recently said when she worked with him, she was scared as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Not because he was, she said he was a gentleman. He was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
But she was scared she was going to say something wrong and she was going to put her in an album, in a diss song or something like the next album that he did. So she said she was walking on eggshells because of that. And I thought it was funny, but then I thought about it and was like, yo, that's wild.
When did it work
Because he
together?
does do that. She was in one of his videos.
Ain't that MGK?
Nah, they broke up.
Oh.
Yeah, they broke up.
Okay.
But that might have fueled some of it. I don't know. I don't know if it was before or after, but she was in one of his videos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if he did that on purpose after or if maybe that fueled some of it. I'm not sure. But yeah, she said she was walking on eggshells the whole time that she was around him. Cause she was like, I don't want to do nothing wrong to piss him off. And then I'll be in this album the next.
Yeah, but you ain't got to do nothing wrong.
That's what I said. I was like, you ain't got to do nothing wrong.
Maybe they just take it as funny, like a joke or something.
Well, he probably he worked with her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably know each other personally. She probably don't care. She probably like, whatever. She probably like, this motherfucker again. But yeah, that's my take on the album. I think the rapping is he's still. I still keep seeing debates about him. I saw a debate the other day on TikTok. A girl said that he was not in the top 25 at all, and I'm like, you bugging. Top 25. I can understand if you don't put him in the top 10, top 5, not top 10. He's in the top 10. But
Of what though?
top 5 of she said lyricists. And I'm like, top 25 lyricists, and that's the category you gonna pick and not put him in? Like, that's wild to me. Like, you can do other shit.
Yeah.
Like, you might not like his subject matter. You might not like what he talk about. I mean, that's one and the same thing, but you might not like his voice, how he sounds, his delivery, but you going to put him, you going to say he ain't in the top 25 lyricists? Like, that's ludicrous.
You know what's interesting? There's a guy I like to watch on YouTube. He was actually like seemingly turned off by, when Eminem like starts rapping fast and gets real complicated and you got to really pay attention to get it. He was kind of like, if you want to do that, but I only retained a little bit of that. But,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people like that. And there's a lot of people that, and granted, he does do this at times, but there's a lot of people that think he's just saying nonsense. He does say nonsense sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like, he does rap. He does have songs where it's just fucking nonsense, what he's rapping about. But he has songs where it's not nonsense, but you just can't understand it or take it in. Yeah. I guess. I don't know.
Or you gotta like listen to it
more than once.
Or listen to it closely. Like, it's in that Fuel verse where he was like, consequence. He says a bunch of stuff like that sound like that.
Yeah.
But if you really listen to it, you can kind of like make it out. But it kind of goes. It's just like this, just wonderful.
Blurs are good.
Yeah. When you hear it, it's like wow. But if you like listen to it, you can kind of make it out.
Yeah.
But I like, as somebody who used to like, rap. Like, I really like that. I really like. It's respect.
No, that's my bag. Yeah. Like, that's what I like. Mm-hmm. And everybody ain't like that. Some people
constant compliments, give me confidence.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Another couple albums came out. Lupe came out.
Okay.
And Childish Gambino came out.
Yeah.
Lupe, you already told me your feelings on Lupe. You said you don't like it.
I didn't listen to it. I tried to listen to.
Oh, you said you turned it off.
No, I tried. There was a video, I guess maybe before the album came out, that I tried to listen to, and I just wasn't into it. Like, I wasn't into it. I think so. Honestly, I think a couple things. I think something happened that disappointed me with Lupe. Maybe a couple things, and I don't know if that's in my mind.
Oh, okay.
But it's like I feel like I was disappointed with the whole Royce the 5'9" and him thing, where the podcast ended because they got into their thing, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I expected both of them to be more evolved than that, to end the podcast because they want to have a rap battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Royce did say there's no correlation between murder and maturity, which is wild.
But I wasn't as disappointed in Royce, because eventually the way Royce responded is he didn't even go too deep in. Like, he didn't even like. He responded, and then also I seen an interview after that where he was like,
but that's why he stopped responding with records after that one he put out.
Yeah,
Roy said he just didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm. And he even said, he was on the Joe Budden podcast and he was like, I like Lupe, you know, and he respected, even if Lupe felt he was wrong, he respected that Lupe stood on whatever his stance was.
Yeah, whatever he felt.
But I was just disappointed because I just expected more from Lupe than that. Like, as a fan of, I mean, he's human, you know, but I just him being so, even him, some of the comments he made about the Drake and Kendrick Lamar, just that, the whole rap thing, and I'm so great at rapping thing being so important to you, this was like I don't know, disappointing to me.
I understand. Cause I get like that sometimes. That's why I don't follow nobody on Twitter no more. Like people, I barely follow. I got a few people I like that I follow on IG because it's less talking. But even then, like, I see some shit posted and I'm like, this motherfucker. So and it does affect the way you look at the people. So I can understand that. It just didn't affect me that much because I just looked at it as a conflict between two. I mean, I guess they weren't friends, but there's a conflict between two people, and maybe that was the problem, that they weren't like really tight friends. But he's had conflicts. Royce has conflicts with Eminem. Like, they pieced it up, but I mean, and I ain't saying that to say that it's his fault. I'm just saying that, you know, you being a tight friend doesn't always help with those conflicts, but it can. I didn't let that affect me for some reason with Lupe. His last, I don't know if it was album or mixtape, I liked some of the songs on. This album, and it's funny, it was the opposite again for me. When I first heard it, I heard it 2 times in a row in the car. It's a short album, so I don't know where I was going, but it wasn't far where I was going, and I ran through the album like twice in a row, and I think like 40 minutes. I really liked it. I definitely liked the rapping, but then when I listened to it again, I got in the car and went to work and was listening to it, and I started skipping some songs. And I think it was the music on those songs. Because he's spitting on like every song he's spitting. But I don't know, for some reason the music wasn't resonating with me after the first or second listen. I don't think it's a bad album. I actually like the album. I see a lot of people saying that it's really good. Like, they really like, which I'm surprised. I know people, I know his fans fuck with him. But it seems like a lot of people don't fuck with Lupe for some reason. I could be wrong. It just feels like that to me. Like, on social media, I don't see people talk about him. I see people leaving like crazy comments on his pictures. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's because he's beef with those people's fans. I mean, those people who's fans of artists that he beef with, or what. But it just seemed like a lot of people don't fuck with him like that. And that could be, maybe he felt that way too. So maybe that's why he sometimes seems extra to me when he responds to stuff. A chip, like you have a chip on your shoulder. It's sort of like what Kanye does, but he goes off the deep end with stuff. But Lupe does it a different way, but he still seems to me, and I can't say, I was going to say he overreacts, but it's his reaction. Like, you can't say somebody's overreacting because you don't know how they feel.
Yeah, I don't know what in his life he's experienced to make him say, you know, kind of like saying like the line about Royce where basically he said he wish he would have died. Like, you know?
That's not cool.
Right. But yeah, I don't, like you said, I don't know. Like, for instance, like when Royce called him a bitch, I don't know, like.
Yeah, that could have triggered something.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You don't know what people went through in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's been bullied. Mm-hmm. Maybe, you know, growing up. I don't know. Like, this is all alleged or stuff I'm just thinking.
But it's thinking. Like, I think they both, in that instance, on that live, they both offended each other.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think sometimes when I see Lupe get into it with people, and again, I don't want to diminish his feelings. I try to step carefully. It feels like an overreaction, though.
But, I mean, who else has he? Oh, Cudi, right?
Yeah, Cudi. It's been a couple people. I don't know if he got into it with Mickey Facts.
Oh, I thought that was his man.
It is. But maybe they were just like, maybe they just got into it, you know, not real, like not a real, like maybe they were just arguing. But it was like friends arguing. I don't know. But seeing from the outside in, that's how you look. Mm-hmm. You know.
Another thing for me is it seemed that he wasn't rapping for a long time. So I didn't even know he was still.
See, I've gotten his last few mixtapes.
Okay.
And that's not been that long ago. Like during COVID.
Okay.
He had some stuff out. He had
so
3
like,
tapes.
Not too long after his last album?
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And he was spitting on there. But again, he's talking that shit that some people don't want to hear. You know, that educational type shit. So, but again, I think the album's dope. I think it's worth a listen, to tell you the truth. Might not be for everybody, of course. Nothing is.
Maybe I'll give it a listen. His first 3 albums, I really liked.
Yeah, I did too. Like,
and then I still even paid attention after that, a couple more albums. So yeah, he used to be, I thought he was a genius, like, especially them first 2 albums. And I was mad at his label for interfering with that 3rd one, even though it still came out kind of good.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was like, man, like, leave that alone. Like, let him create. You know what I mean?
No, I think he is. Like, he's a lyrical genius for sure. Like, in musical, I don't care what anybody says, like, his lyrical ability, and not just lyrical ability, the coherence that is in his verses, you know what I mean, the shit he's talking about, and how much sense some of the shit makes, even still being like extremely lyrical. Like, that's not an easy thing.
All right, it's time for me to be immature, because you saying all of that. But who was better, him or Royce? Who won in that exchange? Who you like better? Well, as far as what they put out,
I don't know. I'm biased. I think
you Royce biased.
Yeah, I'm Royce biased. I ain't gonna lie. I'm Royce biased. I think Royce is one of the nicest ever. And that song he put out was a technical display. And he did that on purpose. But I think it didn't get it wasn't received as he wanted it to.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that had something to do with him stopping. You know, kind of like, that's why I said before, I was like, Royce did it first. Like, when they talk about J. Cole. But I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But I just think it was too technical for people.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't want to hear that shit.
Yeah. Some people really, like, respected that.
No, I respected that shit. Yeah. And I thought that shit was insane.
I think, me personally, I think I like Lupe's song more, and it was more direct. I think it was more direct.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, Royce's wasn't, I mean, it was direct,
Or it was
at
like,
him,
or it's like,
but you had to think about that shit.
Yeah.
Like you know, sometimes battling, you don't want all that shit.
right.
I mean, look at Hit 'Em Up. You know, that shit is so rudimentary. The lyrics, half of it's talking.
But it does, as two technical rappers, you know, maybe Royce was trying to prove a point.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
That's why I think he did it.
Yeah.
I think he did it for him.
Yeah.
Like, listen, nigga, you know, that's what I think it was.
Yeah.
But I just think it was too technical
Yeah,
for
because
people.
Royce always been nice.
Yeah, nah, Roy's always been nice. People be sleeping, but I mean, I'm glad Royce is still in the game. Like, Roy's been in the game for a minute, like a long time. And I'm glad he's still, like, as he got older, he started getting more accolades and more respect from his peers, I think. So, I mean, Slaughterhouse helped that a lot too.
That makes me think, like, imagine if he didn't stop.
Who?
In that back and forth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I mean, they both nice. Like, they both hard to handle lyrically. And they both know what the fuck they're doing. Like, they know what they're doing. I say that because people can rap and people can be lyrical, but it don't always come together right. It don't always make sense. And both of them have a high IQ when it comes to rapping.
But I think, you know what? Now that I think about it, like, I think the reasons that I like Lupe so much, it had nothing to do with battling. He just was nice without, like, I didn't need, like, he was nice without saying he was nice. That's how I felt about him first two albums. He was the best without even saying it.
Yeah. When I heard him on Kanye album, I don't know who the fuck this dude is, but even though this is like a party song, like, you could tell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because that's the first thing I heard him on, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck is this dude? And I actually, it's weird because I thought he was just going to come and go, to tell you the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, who this random ass dude on this song? He nice though, but he ain't going nowhere. Like, because I ain't hear him on nothing else. You know, I didn't hear nobody fucking with him. Lo and behold, I ain't know he was cool with Jay. Jay executive produced that one album. Well, a couple of his albums. But yeah, he's nice. So let's move on to Childish Gambino's album. Now, I haven't heard this, but I know you have. And that's your boy. That's your man's.
Yeah.
So what you think of that?
I'm a fan of Childish Gambino or Donald Glover, both, period. Like,
yeah, me too.
You know, I was just thinking about this earlier. Now, I haven't consumed everything he's been a part of. Like, I never got into 30 Rock like that. Or like,
I watched a few episodes.
Or Swarm. I didn't want to watch Swarm. Like, with the girl killing people.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
But those are kind of the only things. Like, I've seen, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, all of the movies he's been in. Atlanta.
You watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yeah.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it too. I like that too.
Atlanta.
At first, I didn't think I was going to like that because I was like, why they fucking with it? Like, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
You know? And it's stupid that they know about each other. But I like the way they did it. Like, they really did it. I think they did it right. And I just like the combination of him and the Asian woman. I don't know her name.
Yeah.
Apologize.
Yeah, they were
I hate
good.
calling people by their nationalities. But yeah, I mean, that was part of it. But
and the action was good.
Yeah, the action was great.
Even back to Derek Comedy, I went back that far and seen his stuff on YouTube with his comedy group.
Oh,
and,
he had something. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, they did a bunch of sketches on YouTube, and it's like they're very good, very good. What else? Like his stand-up comedy, all of that, and then like Childish Gambino has 6 projects. This is the 6th one, and let me just get to it. Respect to Donald Glover. He's one of my favorites.
Let me just get to it. Oh,
my
man.
favorite creatives, but
that's never good. Let me just get to it.
I don't like the album. This is his only album I don't like.
Well, you know? I mean, that's a good track record for him.
Yeah. you know, it just
Not gonna like everything everybody does.
yeah. In my experience, I like one song, one in a possible.
It's probably hard to admit that too, right?
Yeah,
It probably pains you.
I mean, I don't.
I know how. I'm just saying that because if Nas came out with an album that I don't like,
Yeah.
like I don't know how it would feel. Like it would make me feel weird.
I mean, I don't feel weird. It is what it is. I got to be honest with myself. But I don't want to offend, you know, not that he's going to see this, but I don't want to, you know, offend him, you know.
No, that's understandable. We're both artists. And we both understand people's art are extension of them. Yeah. So it don't matter what it is. Like, it's going to be offensive if somebody says they don't like it.
Right.
But I mean, it's honest. You know why you don't like it. You ain't hating.
Yeah, no.
That's what I think that's all you can ask, because everybody's not gonna like everything that you do.
Yeah.
So you know, I just hate the people that hate for no reason.
Oh no,
like they don't even know why they don't like it.
No,
you know.
I wanted to like it, but it's like, and here's the thing: all of the quality of the music and stuff sounds good, but it's just that I don't like most of the songs. It's like 17 tracks, I think.
Damn.
And I like one for sure, and a possible.
Damn, that ain't good.
The one I like is called No Excuses, and that's mainly because the instrumentation on it is just a vibe. It's like a jazzy vibe. It's like 7 minutes and 43 seconds. It's you know, it's good.
I'm gonna listen to it. I wish I would have listened to it, because I was joking earlier saying I probably like it because we like different we like different stuff a lot.
Yeah,
it's hilarious that how we go back and forth with stuff sometimes. But yeah, I'm gonna check it out just to see what it do.
And for me, it's like, okay, so this is how I put it to you earlier. To me, it just, what did I say? It just, dang, I forgot what I said. To me, it just sound like, so to me, the other albums meant more. The other projects
you said it
me.
just sounds like he's just like vibing, like the other product like resonated with you.
Yeah, like I wonder if it's the Chance the Rapper like kind of thing where, you know, you get real happy and like your music is not as interesting, maybe to other people.
Yeah,
like maybe he's just happy with his wife and kids, and you know,
and that happens.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like with Jay-Z's album 444. Like, there's people that didn't like that. They're like, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear his family. Like, I don't want to hear him. You know, I can understand not being not relating to the millionaire talk, billionaire talk now, but I understand not relating to that. But a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to hear that. Let's talk about, you know, you got the people that's like, why you keep talking about selling drugs? And then you got the people that's like, why you stop talking about selling drugs? Like, because I don't no more, you know? But I feel that. And that's what happened. That's what Snoop said. Snoop was like, it's hard for me to rap. Like, what the fuck? I'm just chilling. Like, what am I talking about?
Yeah.
Like, going to these different events.
Yeah, that's
smoking,
the thing.
Like, you know, I could only talk about so much. I think that's why when Snoop put out that other album, it was like a compilation album with mad people on it, which it was a dope album. But not to get too sidetracked.
But yeah, Bando, Stone, and the New World.
That's what the album's called.
Yeah.
That's the movie too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought I was.
So this is. I think this is like the soundtrack to the movie too, but it's an album.
Oh. Yeah.
But yeah. That's the thing where I felt like the album wasn't about nothing. Now I might be wrong, but I didn't get really anything like a central theme. Like I kind of got that from the other albums. Like they stood for something. They were about something. They meant something. You know what I mean, to me?
Yeah.
Or they just meant something, period. And they showcased his abilities, different abilities, each project. And this one I don't really get anything new from him, or this, like, even though this album is different from his other albums, it kind of like doesn't showcase a different talent of his. You know what I mean?
I understand exactly what you mean.
Yeah, and it's like,
and that's you know, that's really concrete. Like, I don't know if many people could put that in the words, but that's real.
The other ones seemed more artistic to me. Like they were like they had a central theme or a feel to them. You know.
Now, do you think this is on purpose because the music goes with the movie, and maybe that's why the music's a certain way because he's talking about
something
stuff
to do with it.
that goes with the movie?
That could have something to do with it. Because it's a lot of it is a lighter feeling. Like, and I did hear him say he wants to do something that's just fun for people. You know, I did hear him say that.
Yeah.
So it could have something to do with that, but we haven't seen the movie yet, so we're just going off.
Yeah, we wouldn't know
what the music is.
Not yet.
And actually, there's skits, there's pieces of the movie throughout the album. Like little audio clips. Yeah. I'm a big fan. I hope I like the movie, but I'm a big fan, and I've liked every other Childish Gambino project. But this one, I don't like. I think.
What's that?
Nothing.
Oh. So you been watching any of the Olympic trials? Any Olympic stuff? No? Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been watching. I love the Olympics. I used to love the Olympics when I was younger. I don't know why. I don't know if everybody feels like that, or I'm not sure where my love of the Olympics came from, but I used to just love. I know my cousin Jay, shout out Jay. He used to love the track and field, so he would watch it. I would just watch it because I'll be with him or whatever. But yeah, I don't know how I started loving the Olympics. Just because I think because there was sports that I've never seen before. Mm-hmm. You know, there's breakdancing in the Olympics this year.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, breakdancing is in the Olympics. First year. Thought that was dope. Like, see, hip hop is everywhere and everything. Simone Biles, oh man, yo, she's a beast. I was just looking at her work ethic, or thinking about her work ethic, because you can't really. I mean, you can see it, of course, but like she messed up on the balance beam, and that's like one of her strongest things. She ain't messed up where she's not gonna go on the Olympics or whatever, but she made a mistake, and you could tell like she was fucked up. She was mad as fuck when she got off of that shit, and they was interviewing her, and just like seeing that passion after all the shit she's accomplished. She like the #1 gymnast in the world. They done banned shit that she can do because can't nobody else do it, and it's dangerous. So they're not allowed to do it, and like stuff like that, which is crazy to me. That's insane. Like, you gonna ban a trick because can't nobody do it, and then they might get hurt trying it, but she can. Like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up, people. Whoever you are that did it. But anyway, just like seeing her work ethic, like I think that's my biggest thing. We can watch pro athletes, we can watch college athletes, but it's something about the Olympics that bring out any Olympic athlete. Like, I guess because you're on a world stage, and just, I don't know, it's just a passion and something for their craft, because it's only every 4 years, and it's a big accomplishment to be an Olympic medalist, and just to see these people that are like elite in their sport, and a lot of sports that don't get a lot of coverage, a lot of stuff. I mean, curling and stuff like that, like stuff that you won't see regularly. Like, you can probably find it sometimes, but I mean, even breakdancing, like having breakdancing, like where else you gonna see breakdancing at where you can win a gold medal in the Olympics? You know, like there's not a breakdancing league. I'm sure there's well, I don't know if there's a breakdancing league, but it's not national. Put it that way. Like, you ain't turn on ESPN and seeing breakdancing. But these people that are at the top of their breakdancing game can go display their shit to the world, you know? So, man, I don't know. It's just something about the Olympics. I love watching the Olympics.
That's interesting. Like, I kind of want to see that and wonder how they judge it. And
yeah, I don't know anything about it. I don't know how they judge it. I don't know what the scoring is. I'm waiting to see. Because I've been watching all the other stuff, like Sha'Carri Richardson killing it in track. just a lot of things. Even the basketball. I watched the basketball game the other day, and they were getting who did they play? They played whoever Djokovic is from because he played for the other team. And they were neck and neck, and that other team was good. I don't even know what team that is. I'm sorry. I hate that. I can't remember. But they were balling, both teams, America and them. And then it was just like another notch. And I'm like, we still the best in the world at basketball, even though a lot of foreign people are great, but they're sprinkled. You got a bunch of NBA players playing sprinkled great foreign players. Like they still and USA has been beaten, in years past. But just watching that game, it was crazy because they were neck and neck, tied game, I think, until the half. Then Curry out there shooting shit from half court, damn near. LeBron out there wilding like crazy shit. Stuff he was doing when he was 20, like behind the back dunking and all the craziness. And they got it. I think they won that game by like 35 points or something like that. But yeah, so the Olympics, watching the Olympics was great. You been watching any of Bronny's games?
No, I've been hearing a little bit about him.
Yeah, he was being trashed the first few games. No offense. I mean, I guess it's hard to not take offense to somebody saying he's trash, but it's not personal. I'm just saying the way he was playing was trash, and he wasn't great, and everybody keeps talking about it. But then the last couple games, I saw the highlights too, because that's all I do is watch the highlights on YouTube. I don't know where to watch full G League games at, probably NBA TV.
They're G League games.
Yeah, he's in the G League, right? Well, no, it's Summer League. It's Summer League.
Okay.
It's not G League. I'm sorry. It's Summer League, like all the newer people and people that need some work. Yeah. They put them in the league. So they play. It's like the teams, it's the Lakers and whoever, and the real team names, but it's just like all the new draftees and all the people like the end of the bench, people that need work. And so they're playing. So yeah, he was, I think, couple games he had like 0 points and maybe a couple assists or something, but he couldn't, like he was like 0 for 30, like the first 5 games. And then the next game he was, I think he got 12 points, couple assists. And the most recent game, or the most recent highlights I seen, I think he scored 16 and like 2 assists, couple steals. So yeah, it looks like, and he was looking way more comfortable. I think he was super nervous. Not saying that he's going to be a spectacular star right away, because like I said, I think he needs some work. But everybody can't wait to crap on him. Like everybody can't wait to be like, yeah, I told you ain't shit. That's what was going on. Like doing these games. So I'm hoping he gets his footing and he gets it going.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I just want to improve everybody around. Like hard work. I mean, he got talent too, but work will beat talent. So he put in that work, and now he got access to everybody, not just his dad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure his dad was working him out, but now he got the best of everything to get out there. So, yeah, I think it'll be all right.
Hookup culture, and is it worth it anymore?
I don't know shit about it.
Oh, okay.
like I can't talk about that, so I don't know. Yeah. It's past my time of being out there. So
yeah, I'm thinking about keep this in. I'm thinking about falling back from it, man, because like
I can imagine it's a lot, especially as you get older.
Yeah,
it's a lot of juggling, I mean, the good thing is you're single, and it ain't like you're doing anything wrong.
Or like in my case, like the things can get a little dry. Right now, things are a little dry right now. Like,
dry spell.
So it's like that. Well, I'm thinking about getting off the apps. I lose a lot of sleep, honestly, like being on certain apps, hookup apps.
Yeah, that ain't good.
Yeah, and now, like, it used to be more beneficial. I was meeting people and hooking up, but now I ain't really been meeting people, so I'm like, well, I'm doing this. Let me go to sleep somewhere.
Word. Like, you need your sleep. Sleep is important.
Yeah.
Let's talk about sleep. Sleep is important for your health.
Yeah. I definitely, like I said, I haven't been to the gym in 3 weeks. I feel like if I start getting more sleep, I'll be more motivated to go to the gym.
And it'll help. And it'll work. Like, the gym session is trash if you don't go to sleep. Like, if you don't sleep, if you don't have great sleep after you work out, it's not going to be beneficial. Like, you just working out for nothing. Basically, you might lose a little weight or whatever, but for your body to recover, you need sleep.
Oh no, I'm gonna sleep after I work out. I'm gonna be tired.
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna feel like.
But you sleep all night, and you sleep for a long time, like 8 hours at least, 7 hours. I mean, everybody's different.
I don't know about that.
Everybody's different. I mean, there's some people that can get away. I think it's a fallacy that you have to sleep 8 hours. Like, they always like, you gotta get 8 hours. I don't think so. I think everybody's different. Everybody's body's different. But you should at least get like 7 to 9. I think some people need more sleep. Some people need less sleep. But you getting any less than 7 or even 6, like, I've been there for years. So
yeah, I think I'm kind of there on the weekends, especially when I'm off.
Less sleep?
I think so.
Damn.
Like,
see, when I'm off, I'm getting all the sleep.
Nah, because I'm off trying to have fun before I got to go back. You know what
I mean, I want to have fun too, but I'm gonna sleep until 11 o'clock. Like, if I can, if I don't have nothing to do, which is most weekends. I'm not doing much before 11. I'm not a morning person at all, but I stay up late, so I kind of balance it out by sleeping late.
I mean, but now that I think about it, I'm 42. I've had my fun out here in these streets.
You had your fun in these streets.
Maybe I should, maybe it's time
fall back
some. Because I said, like,
can't do it forever. Well, some people can. Some people do.
I mean,
everybody's different.
If it's serving you.
Yeah,
right now,
that's it.
It's not serving me. Like,
and that's a good point.
Yeah.
And that's with everything. Everybody's different. Everybody has different levels of whatever. But the thing that you gotta ask yourself is, whatever that is it serving? And if it ain't, it's time to change.
Give me some toys. I already got a couple toys, adult toys. Maybe get a couple more. You know what I mean? Because I can be consistent with myself.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You got a lot of shit you ain't gotta worry about with the toys. So, I mean,
that's true.
So, hey,
that's true.
So it's all good.
In your experience of when you have been single and being out in them streets, have you ever been in this? Well, maybe not. In hookup culture, when you're like, you're communicating with somebody for the first time, and they actually send you a video of them doing stuff with other people.
Yeah, I ain't never experienced that.
Oh yeah, I'm like, oh man. Yeah, I've experienced that a few times, and I'm like, now, like...
See, I don't know nothing about hookup culture.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
I mean, I think that I would assume that's fairly new.
Okay.
Or in the last maybe 10 years, or 8 years maybe.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't think it's new. Actually, I don't think it's new.
I mean, but maybe there's always been, the means. Let me put it that way. The means of it.
Yeah.
So you got phones, you can send pictures, you can do all that shit.
Right.
Like, all that is new.
Yeah.
Newer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been around for years, but when I was single, it was going out. Like, you had to go out and meet people.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't I mean, you still had apps. I ain't gonna sit here like I'm old as hell and just been in a relationship for 20 years. It ain't that. Yeah. Like, there was apps, but it wasn't, I don't think it's to the degree that it is now.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad that I ain't out there, because it looks like, looking from the outside in, it looks like a mess, to tell you the truth. It looks like it's a lot of work, and there's a lot of I don't know. It looked crazy.
Actually, it ain't a lot
And
of work.
personally, I wouldn't even. Well, no, that's what I mean. It's easier.
Yeah.
It's easier access, but it just looks. It just it just seems like that's more work. Like because it's like you said, you ain't sleeping. Like you know what I mean? Is more in your face. You have more opportunity, so you're always. It's kind of the paradox of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like sort of. The paradox of choice is really when you have too many choices and you can't pick one because there's too many.
Mm-hmm.
So you just like it freezes, like you freeze up.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a paradox of choice, but that ain't what this is all the way. But it seems, I don't know. It just seems like it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I just look at people like on social media and I see what people say when they're out there and they're single and they're just trying to whatever. Like it seems like a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on.
What you mean? Because when you say that, I'm like, no, it's not a lot. It's actually like kind of simple.
Well, I guess it is, but that's a lot. Like that's a lot. Like you're dealing with a lot of different people at different times, and there's a lot of stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff that comes with that.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So it just seems like too much. Like even if I think even if I was single right now, I wouldn't be like that because it just seems like it's just too much. There's a lot of shit going on.
And then like honestly, if you do have all these options, like can you really? I mean. Depends on the person, maybe. Can you really keep up with all of it?
That's what I mean.
And then I'm like,
that's what I mean when I'm saying it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like it's too much.
And then, but maybe to us, because I'm 42.
Yeah, I mean, I'm old. Like younger people is probably, they grew up in it. This is how they meet people. Like, this is what they do.
Yeah.
So, they're probably used to that shit. Just like anything else. Like, you grew up in it. It doesn't look foreign to you. I mean, that could be why it's a lot of young people that ain't in relationships because of this. You know, there's a lot of young people. I see a lot of young people that's like, I ain't getting in a relationship. Like I ain't getting in a relationship. Like women and men. It's a lot of young people that I know that don't
keep
date.
their options open.
Not even that. They just don't date. I see a lot of people, a lot of teenagers that don't date.
They just get right to it.
Not even that. Like they just ain't. I mean, they might be like every now and then, but I see a lot of them that's just not like they're not like actively participating in dating and hooking up with people.
And you know, I can relate to that, like, cause I'm at that point. Well, hooking up, like I'm into that, but I'm not into relationships right now. I feel like I'm good if I never be in a relationship again. I'm good. I don't necessarily want it.
Yeah, I hear that.
And the negative things that can come with it.
I think that's why I was like, if even if I was single, like going through life, like after you get older, like, I don't know if I would want to again. Like, you know, that's it's a lot. It's a lot to go with it. So I can understand somebody not wanting to.
And I know there are benefits of having somebody like,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, I've been in love. It can be great, but then I've also, when it goes wrong, I'm going through that too.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. I mean, it's definitely not for the weak, and I think that's the other thing. Like these days, a lot of the younger people are all about convenience, and the shit ain't always convenient. You know what I mean? Like the shit ain't always flowers. So it's soon as that stuff comes, because I was like that back in the day. Like soon as it's not that, I'm out. You know, but you gotta mature sometimes and be like, you gotta really sit down and with yourself and ask yourself what you want to do.
Well, I mean, I know me myself too. Also, another reason is I have certain issues as far as insecurity, jealousy, like to where if I'm in a relationship, it can be kind of like self-torture, like misery. I'm putting myself through.
Oh no, I've been there too.
Okay.
So I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it took me a long time to get out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a long time, a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to be jealous. I used to be, I mean, I can even say somewhat controlling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't look at it as controlling, but it was all stemmed from jealousy and insecurity that I was controlling. But like, it took a long time to get away from that and some therapy. But now I'm good. Like, and you're right. When you're like that can torture yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with every little thing, you could torture yourself with that. I'm good now. Like, I don't, and I think a lot of that comes with trust too. Like, if you trust somebody wholeheartedly, it's like whatever.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing.
Because somebody could, you know, really technically, they could, what's the word I'm looking for? They could betray your trust anywhere, anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's, you know how people be like, oh, don't go to the club. You going,
oh, yeah.
you know, they could go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they could go to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're that insecure, it can happen anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but if you really trust a person, you're not caring about anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's two sides of the same coin.
Mm-hmm.
And that feels good to not feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But also, I think some of that is on the other person too. Like, if they're doing stuff to make you not trust them, but that's something else. But sometimes the stuff they're doing, your insecurities is making you not trust them, not because of what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah, or it could be like you have insecurities that stem from what someone in the previous relationship was doing.
Yeah. And that's hard. That's baggage. So, you know.
Or you can have insecurities that stem from stuff you are currently doing.
That too. That too. There's a lot of people that have insecurities because I know a lot of men like that. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not saying women aren't like that, but there's a lot of men that are doing stuff they ain't supposed to be doing, and then they turn around and like, well, why are you going here? Because they know they went there and did whatever they did. Yeah. So then they're like, well, why are you going there?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that? Like, I see that a lot with men. I mean, like I said, not saying that women don't do it, but I'm just talking about men that I've seen, you know, do that because they were doing shit, you know. So that insecurity is partially guilt. Yeah, I'm glad I'm free from that because, like, that's the worst, and I know exactly what you mean. Like, I know exactly what you mean. Like that jealousy and shit, man. Like, it feels good to be in this place where you don't get jealous like that.
'Cause I experience it from not being in a relationship. You experience it while you're in a relationship. Mm-hmm. So you become free from that while still being in a relationship.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people that think jealousy is supposed to come. Now there's a certain piece, like, you know, when you're supposed to be jealous. Like, if somebody, you know, somebody was advancing in front of your face to your woman and she was reciprocating something, like, that's different. Like, I think you have a valid concern and a valid jealousy. There's a valid jealousy there. I'm not talking about valid jealousy, but, you know, I've experienced, like, just insecurity jealousy.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
Me too. Like, I want there to be a camera on you, on your forehead, and I want to see everything that you
know
say.
that jealousy and that's controlling, you know, and that jealousy goes with control. And that's why I think a lot of men are controlling, because of the jealousy and because of knowing what they did, knowing how they conducted themselves in relationships.
Now, I have been in a relationship where I was on the phone all the time with somebody. I was on
you told me
video chat all the time with somebody.
So you felt like it was all right. He wasn't doing nothing.
I think in ways that seemed, we both had insecurities. And
so
honestly,
maybe y'all both was on the phone all the time because of that?
Yeah, but honestly, let me say, just in case the person is watching, they had insecurities because of some of my actions.
Okay. Well, that's good insight.
Yeah.
That you can understand that that you've done shit that caused them to have insecurities. Yeah, I mean that's good insight.
But it's like, okay, because we were both like that, the relationship kind of, to me, worked in a way and lasted in a way, but also,
yeah, because y'all both was suspicious about each other. So
Yeah.
y'all both was like, well, what you doing? Okay. But let's be on the phone for 4 hours.
Yeah,
Like,
if you on, no, all day. Like, if you're on video chat, you see what the person is doing, and they were in a situation.
yeah,
where,
that ain't good. That's not healthy though.
yeah, but see, eventually, yeah, that started to show, the unhealthy parts of it started to show.
Yeah.
So when, like, we couldn't be off the phone, you know what I mean, without somebody thinking
Accusing
something.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that kind of like reinforced it, probably.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because the only time you knew for sure was when you was on the phone.
Mm-hmm. But then also, in me, that started to develop a kind of trust in that person. But see, what I've found out in relationships is, even once you get to a point where you start to trust somebody, that person can still betray you and you not know it. Like,
Yeah.
and
I
you
mean,
can
that's what trust is.
Yeah.
You're trusting that they're not.
Right.
You know?
You feel like they're not, but then, like,
They could.
you ever, like, be in a situation where a relationship is kind of coming to an end, and now this person is telling you this stuff that they did, or saying they did this stuff that you ain't know about?
Yeah. I've been in a relationship like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, sometimes I don't know if it's real or if it's because of anger.
Right, yeah.
But still, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, so that's what makes me say that, because it's like, because then that happened to me, and then the person later said, nah, they ain't really. But then how you know?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what
I mean, yeah, people say dumb shit when they're mad
I mean?
a lot, not to excuse it, because you still should think about shit you say. But I've done it. I've said stupid shit
That wasn't
that
true.
I didn't mean.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
like being mad and shit. Like, and it's dumb. It's stupid. Because you're not doing nothing but fucking up the connection you got. You know what I mean? Because who knows if that person is gonna. You can say some shit. I know for me, somebody can say some shit that had totally turned my fucking whole feelings around. You know, so you could do the same thing. You know, once you say some shit, it's out there and it can't be taken back. You know, they heard it. It's up to them if they're gonna take it for whatever, you know, whatever it is, or whatever is not, I should say. But yeah, I mean, relationships are hard. So I don't fault anybody that don't want to be in one.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably best for me to stay out of them. I just have a.
But that's a good thing that you know yourself.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the biggest things I think in life. To not enough people do that or be real with themselves, I should say, because you can easily be like, "Oh no, I want to be in a relationship," and you probably feel that way from time to time, but you probably think to yourself like,
lately I haven't felt that way, but it's like when we're talking about it right now, thinking like maybe a healthier way would maybe get therapy, and then try it again. But then it's like, I've been in situations where I've said this before, like, I ain't getting in a relationship no more. Then I do it again. Then it'll turn out bad again.
Yep.
So it's like, now it's like,
I've said it many times.
Yeah.
Like I've said it many times. You know, and something always happens, and you're right back into the fire. You know, and that's what it is. Just need more good days than bad. That's the key.
Yeah, trust is important, because you can't.
No, it's super important. That's one of the most important.
You ain't gonna be with your partner.
Yeah, and people don't I know people don't. I know currently, like, people don't understand how I'm like this. I was giving an example when my lady went to Bahamas or somewhere. She she goes on trips with her girls. I feel nothing negative about that. Like she goes out with her girls. I don't feel anything negative about it. And back in the day, I would have. Like I would, it would be a problem. You know what I mean? But I don't. I feel like everybody deserves their alone time. Everybody deserves their time with their friends, and whatever that looks like. And if you trust them, you trust them. Like I said, shit could happen at work. Shit could happen anywhere, at the grocery store.
That's true.
It doesn't have to necessarily be at the club or wherever, at dinner or on a trip or anywhere. Like it can happen anywhere. So why be mad at this? Like I seen dudes like, oh, I don't want you taking no girls trip. But their girl cheating on them at work, like with whoever, like it's wild. It's not easy. Like it's not easy to get here. But the thing that I don't think people understand is even when she's away, like I don't feel the need to constantly call her, constantly check on her. I text her, but some people, like when they're away, they're like video calling her, just to make sure they want to see. I wholeheartedly trust her. Where, whatever she says she's doing, that's what she's doing. Now people, I think that's what it has to be. Like you're always gonna put yourself out there to be hurt. Like that's, people are always like, oh, well, you got to protect yourself. There's no way. There's no way to protect yourself.
To be vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way to protect yourself if you're in a relationship and trying to give it your all. There's no way. Like either you trust the person or you don't. And if you don't, you need to reevaluate that situation. But that's one aspect of relationships that I've conquered. Now there's a whole bunch of others that I have not, and I need work. But just like anybody else,
as someone who
I need a lot of work,
insecure, how did you get to this point?
To tell you the truth, I don't 100% know. I really don't. I mean, I've been in therapy before. Or on several occasions, different therapies. I've been to counseling.
For that in particular?
No, not in particular, but I've been in relationship counseling before, and I've been in private counseling, like just alone. And to tell you the truth, I don't know. It wasn't no switch. It just one day, I'm just like, yo, I gotta trust this person, and I free myself like it's freeing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that's why I said I know what you're talking about. Like I know how you feel. Like that shit is like being in jail yourself. And I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you how I got to this point.
But I'm
glad I did because it's, like I said, it's freeing. It's freeing not to, and you got to be with a trustworthy person.
Yeah.
That too. I don't just trust off the bat. Like I trust hard. I mean, trust no one on my arm. I don't really feel that way no more. But at one time I did feel that way. And my trust was because my trust has been betrayed so much. Like not even in, just being in the street for one, and in relationship too. But what I was saying? Oh yeah, having a trustworthy. I think it starts with having a trustworthy person, a person you feel is trustworthy. Anyway, I think that's where it starts at.
So when you said that to yourself, you were good with it. Like there was no conflict. Like because if you say, I'm in this, I'm gonna just trust them. But if you don't really trust the person,
no, it's gotta be real,
right?
Or you just lying to yourself, and it's still gonna feel the same, But and it has nothing to do, like people always has nothing to do with feelings. That's the thing. Like you got to take that out of the equation. Like some people think you're supposed to get jealous. You're supposed to be untrusting, or you don't feel something for that person. Okay. And that ain't it. That has nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? I'll fuck somebody up behind Brenda. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. It's not. It's that has nothing to do with it. I'm happy I am because I know how it was, like for years. You know, every relationship was the same. Now there's other things I need to work on, like I said, that I know I need to work on, but that ain't one of them.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Like that's a good thing. Like you're free of that and you have love. So you have the love without that conflict, at least that problem.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. If I could trust somebody and not feel those feelings.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
You gotta, I mean, that's where it comes down to. You gotta trust the person first. It sounds weird because that's what we're talking about, like trust and jealousy and all that. But you have to, it has to be a person that you feel like you can trust before you can trust them. You know, it sounds rudimentary, but it is real. Like you gotta have somebody that you feel like is trustworthy to trust them.
But you know the problem is?
What's that?
When you have enough experiences to make you feel like that tattoo. Trust no one.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like you gotta take, the thing is you gotta take each person as their own person. It's easier said than done. I mean, I'm saying it like you can do that shit, and like I don't bring none of the baggage in. I got other stuff. You know what I mean? There's other stuff that is there that's not good, but that's just not one of them. If you find yourself keep dealing with people that are similar, that's the other thing. If you keep dealing with people that you don't trust because of certain things that they may do or may be, that may be where you're going wrong at.
If I really think about it, I may be getting people that are like me in a way, like, which is like, if they're like me in a certain way, it's not good. You know what I mean?
And not only that, like you're bringing in your baggage too, not just baggage from past relationships. I mean, it is baggage from past relationships, but it's your baggage.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that you've done.
Yeah.
That
but it's
you're
like,
bringing in, thinking, you know, you got that in your head. And that's hard to get over.
Yeah.
That's hard to get over.
That's true.
Like, have you cheated in every relationship?
I think I have.
And see, that's,
but also I think
you know, I don't want to be judgy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want you to feel like I'm judging you.
No.
I was just asking you a question, like that.
But I think also, I don't know 100% sure. Either most, I don't want to say all, most, I feel like I may have been cheated on too, and most.
Why you feel like that? You feel like that because you know, or you feel like that because you
okay, let me go through them. One I know, the other one, it's pretty good evidence. I've seen, you know, it's pretty good evidence.
Pretty good evidence.
Other one, yeah. Other one, just pretty good evidence to that. That one, yeah. I mean, yeah. There's things like
and with me, I don't
like like.
I feel like I have, but for the most part, I don't feel like I have. Most of my relationship,
that's good.
I don't feel like
that you've been cheated on. Yeah,
and I didn't.
Yeah.
Either. Like I've never been that type of person.
Yeah.
Like not, you know, like I said, I'm not judging you. Like there's stuff you gotta work on.
Yes.
But I've always been my own person for one.
Yeah.
Like I've never been really like influenced as much by the actions of my friends, because I do have friends, you know, other friends that are wild, you know what I mean? And you know how they say people flock together and they're the same, but that's not been true in my case. And I know it hasn't been true. It's not true for everybody, but people just like to say that. But I don't know. I think from the beginning, I've always been like super monogamous. Now I don't know if that's the best thing for everybody. I don't think. Like maybe that's why you're struggling. Maybe you're not supposed to be monogamous. Maybe you need to be in an open relationship or a poly relationship. I don't know. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody is their own person. Like I said, I don't judge nobody for what they, what two people that agree are doing. Like long as both parties knows that this is an open relationship and not, not wilding out. Like I don't judge that. I don't think I could.
Yeah,
but
I don't think. Yeah, no, I don't think I could do that. Like, if we were just talking about insecurity and jealousy, like.
But maybe that would help with that. If like some of the insecurity may be coming from not knowing. Like maybe if you knew.
Nah, that turns me off. To think about my partner with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like just even when I was saying like these people. Some of the, like a few of the people that I met on dating apps sending me videos of them doing stuff with other people. I'm like, I don't think I really want to do nothing now. Like, you know what I'm saying? With you, So
you thinking they don't do nothing with other people? Like
no, but just seeing it, even hearing about it. Like I've had a couple of people talk to me about the other people they deal with. I'm like, I don't want to hear that. Like,
okay.
I realized that I don't really want to hear it through hearing it.
Well, that might be. Yeah, you might have to work on some of that too. Like, I mean, that don't bother me.
Like so
it's not if it was before me or whatever. Like I don't know that situation. I don't know. Like I ain't saying I want to see it, but if I was single, I'm trying to it's hard to put myself in them shoes because it's just so far from my reality.
Yeah.
Like, but. I would think I wouldn't care, especially if it's somebody I don't really know like that, and we just talking. Like, I know they've been with people before me. Like,
but
I don't care, but to see it, I mean, we ain't that connected yet.
And you still smash.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying
if you see her sucking dick. You see a video of her sucking dick, and now you want her to suck your dick, like. Yeah, I don't know. I
don't know. I mean, I don't. Like I said, I'm so far removed from that, but I don't know. Like it wouldn't. I don't think it would bother me.
No, I don't know. Just maybe,
like brand new. Yeah. I don't think it would bother me. Brand new.
I think honestly, I want that. I want to not like. Know too much.
But that's part of the insecurity. That's part of your insecurity.
Because
I'm not saying you got to be cool with.
Insecure. Like I don't know if that's insecure. There's someone I've been hooking up.
Why wouldn't you want to? I mean, why would that be a problem?
No, it's not that I'm thinking that they're not hooking up.
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying like.
But I don't want to see it. I don't even want to hear about it. Like, you know what I mean?
So can they talk about their exes?
Wait, so we're talking about two people that are just hooking up with.
I'm saying hooking up or whatever. Like,
talk about their exes. Oh,
or people that they've hooked up with.
I've been in relationships where people have talked about their exes, where I've talked about my exes, but it kind of like leaves a bad taste, or like it was better when we didn't do that. We both didn't like it. Like,
oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, like I said, everybody's different. Everybody's different with that.
Like sometimes it would be okay, but then like especially when you tell somebody something in a moment of anger, they bring it back up.
Well, yeah, that's something different. Yeah. Like that's something different. That I think that's a different issue. Like that's I don't like that shit.
I want to say to give myself some credit because yes, I have cheated in all of my relationships, but my very first relationship, in college, I was faithful for 2 years until I found out that she cheated.
Oh, okay. So you wanted to get back. You want to get your lick back.
Yeah.
That's what you did? That never helps.
No, because I started wilding out. Like, it just was a start of something, like.
Yeah, and knowing yourself, like, if you knew now, you would probably break up with her. You think?
Yeah, that's what I would have did.
I mean, and that's knowing yourself. Like, you tried to stay with her, but you wasn't with that. Like,
no, I wasn't.
It didn't feel good.
I tried to be the bigger person and stay with her and love her through that, but that just wasn't the right move. That wasn't the right move. Like,
true. That's all part of knowing yourself. Like I said, that's a good thing. That means you're growing at least. I mean, everything you said in this conversation means you're growing and learning about yourself. I think that's all you can do. Like, you don't want to try not to be stagnated in where you're at. Like, right. you saying that you don't think you're relationship material or feel like being in a relationship. I mean, that's growth, and that's knowing yourself.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's true. It's true.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was just gonna say that, and you can change your mind at any time.
Yeah,
like it's not a thing that you got to be like, oh well, I said it, so now I gotta stay by it. Like, you can change your mind. Yeah. You can be different. You can be a different person tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know if I will though.
I mean, I ain't saying you will, but right. Maybe in 2 years you will. Who knows? Maybe when you turn 50 you will. Like, who knows? Never know. I don't even know. Is that a song?
Never, 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 never know. No. That's a Babyface.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that's the song I was singing.
No,
I don't know.
So.
I don't know where I got that from, but
that might be a song, though.
Probably somewhere in the world. Hey, yo. Hey, check 1 2.
Oh, nice. That came from that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah. So yeah, that's how I'm even like that about my porn now. I'm a little territorial.
I mean, I don't understand that.
I think it might be trauma, yo.
Maybe
I think it's trauma.
It could be.
Cause I've had some. Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing if it's like, I can understand, like your woman, your wife, or your girl, whatever. Yeah. Like, I can understand that.
Yeah.
You know, not wanting to see after y'all are in a relationship, whatever. But if you're just not with this person, like, and y'all just trying to hook up or whatever.
You know what though?
I don't know.
I think it is trauma, cause. And I wonder how many people experience this in this new internet age and stuff. But I've seen, after bad breakups, I've seen video, like, purposely, let me see, purposely 2 of my exes either posted videos where they knew I was going to see it of them sucking dick.
Jesus Christ.
And
yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You posting it anyway. Like, that's not for me. I'm not gonna judge anybody, but yeah, that's a revenge thing. Like, they wanted to do that then.
Yeah, they wanted to do that, and also to I mean,
okay, I get what you're saying now. It took me a couple seconds, but yeah, that is trauma. Yeah, that is trauma. Yeah. I can understand it now. I can understand it more now, because that is some trauma. Yeah, yeah, that's wild.
It's funny, like, how I felt uncomfortable with what I was about to say.
And I felt more uncomfortable with what you was about to say.
Okay. Because I can.
And then once you said it, I felt even more uncomfortable. So.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because it's like, well, some people.
It's funny though, because I don't want to come off like homophobic.
Yeah.
You know, at the same time.
Well,
but I'll be uncomfortable.
It's 2 different
sometimes.
things. Like, it's just
but people don't take it like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm glad you said that because that's how I feel. Like, I do think it's two different things. Like, you ain't gotta be homophobic to feel uncomfortable around something that you're not used to being around,
right?
You know, or talking about. Like, that's normal to me. But a lot of people think it's homophobic, and I'm like, it's something that's foreign.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's something that's foreign. Anything that's foreign ain't gotta be that. Like, anything you're uncomfortable around, like that you don't really, you know the ins and outs and everything. You know, for one, I'm trying not to say anything wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know how that goes.
Right.
You know, but at the same time, like, it does make me feel uncomfortable because I'm not, I'm not ingratiated in it.
Right.
So it's just.
And then I felt a little uncomfortable because it's not like some people I can talk about that with and they get it and they, you know what I'm saying?
Not me.
Yeah.
No, I don't want you to feel that way though. Like that feels bad for you to feel that way. You know what I mean? Like
I could just
I understand why you feel that way.
Oh wait, so I could just talk about gay shit with you?
Nah, but it is what it is. I'm probably more comfortable than a lot of people, but I'm still uncomfortable.
Why do I feel like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't usually talk about that stuff. Like,
yeah, and that's probably why, maybe. Yeah. I want to make it clear. I don't judge you.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? I don't judge you for none of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you to ever think that. But, if I look uncomfortable, it's because I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't want you to be uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and then also maybe more things I would say to you if we weren't, on
the camera.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I'm uncomfortable too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like who knows? So
let me say it. So
no, I'm just playing. I'm just fucking with you. Just fucking with you.
But yeah. But that's I don't know, like so I don't know. Just I think it's trauma, and then I don't know, maybe my tastes have changed somewhat. So like porn that I used to watch a lot of when I was younger, maybe because there was no trauma behind it, I could just enjoy it for what it was.
Yeah, true.
Now it's like I don't really want to see that.
That could be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably for the better.
Yeah. Yeah, because I used to be a porn addict.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a great feeling. Like,
no, like I told you earlier, I got this video on addiction, and that's everything. All addictions. You know what I mean? Social media, the collection. I'm really talking about collecting addiction, but drugs, whatever it is. Like, it can all be the same.
Do you feel like you have a collection addiction?
No.
Okay.
But I feel like at one time it could have been there. And I think it's I think a lot of people in the community do. I actually have I think one of the things that helps is I actually have some of the disposable income to take part in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a lot of people in the community that I see that don't and still are buying up shit.
Yeah.
And I think about that and I'm like, damn. Like, it feels weird sometimes because I'm like, am I contributing to this shit? Like, I'm making these videos, like, people want this shit. But that's why I wanted to make it, because I see a couple people talk about it online too and say they're getting out because of it. Because they feel like they're addicted to it. So they just stop collecting altogether and not buying shit because their life ain't right. You know, like their life falling apart from buying this shit. And I'm like, that's true addiction. Like when it's disrupting your life, like that's a true addiction no matter what it is. So
you do it anyway.
Yeah, you do it anyway. Even if it's disrupting your life and putting your relationships in jeopardy, all that shit. You know, that's true addiction. It's just traditionally it's been drugs and alcohol, but it could be anything.
So they feel like I gotta have this. I gotta make this part.
Yeah, they ain't even gotta have it. Like, they buy it just off a whim, and then they don't even. Some people don't even open the shit.
Okay.
Like, they just got boxes and shit, and they room, boxes of fucking toys and stuff that they're not even opening. Yeah, it's deep. It's deep because, like I said, anything can be an addiction. You're just replacing whatever is missing.
But what's the why?
The why? What?
Yeah, but why?
Well, in the beginning, it's wholesome. You know, it's like the collecting and having nostalgia of your childhood. That's why I collect.
No, but I mean the addiction. What would be the why? Like, what are they getting out of?
Oh, you just fall into it, just like anything else. Like people who do drugs don't want to get addicted to it. They like that feeling.
So there's a feeling of buying this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just like anything. How you feel when you buy something you really want and you get it. You know what I mean? Like anything, shopping. I mean, you can have shopping addictions, all that stuff. But I just want to talk about the collection.
Yeah, the dopamine.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all everything is. It's just chemicals in your brain, serotonin, dopamine, all that shit. Like, it's just making you feel good when you do certain things, and so you keep doing it. And then it gets depleted, and you need more and more to make more in your brain. So, just like anything. But, excuse me. But yeah, that's a big addiction. Like porn, especially now. It's a big addiction, and it can affect your relationships. You know, it can.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to. Yeah. Like with everything, there's good and bad stuff with it. Just like with everything, there's people out there that can totally use it responsibly and be fine, and have good relationships and be fine, and it doesn't mess with them. But you know, there's a lot of people out there that it does, because it causes you not to want intimacy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like it causes you not to crave intimacy because you're getting it from this. So then you just like fuck it. Why we always get deep before we about to go? Like we always get deep at the last. Like it seems like the last subject. We always get deep on shit.
And there's more that can be said about that too.
Yeah.
Like you watching that, or a person watching that, and then wanting to go out and do something, or just being too. When you're out in the world being too horny.
Well, yeah, and not only that, it's unrealistic. You know, a lot of that stuff is unrealistic, and it can make, especially in a younger person, it can make them think that's how it's supposed to be. It's just like movies. It's like movies, like romance movies, how they make it look. Like, and a lot of people feel like that's how it should be. To always be, oh, we see each other. You know, it can be that sometimes, and it can be that, you know, it can be that. But it's not that all the time. You know what I mean? And there's spells where it might not be that for a lot of the time, you know?
Yeah, the
movie don't show that shit. The movie don't show that hard shit. And it's the same with that. It's just extreme, you know. And again, there's things that's done in that can be done in real life that some people like. But like I seen a statistic saying that the amount of men that choke women now have went up so far, and the amount of women that don't want to be choked is still like the same. So they get scared because it's like the choking thing is like mainstream. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of memes, a lot of stuff, a lot of people sharing stuff on social media.
As in like
sexually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of women that don't like that shit. But men are still doing it. And at the moment, like women are like, you know, what I'm supposed to do? Like, you know, we in the moment. So a lot of women feel like, damn, like what the fuck is happening? Like why the fuck you doing this?
But they don't say nothing. That without
saying. Because they're looking at it as every woman likes that.
Yeah.
So because of what they see, either in porn or on social media or whatever. And that ain't the case. That's what I mean with unrealistic and others and stuff further, like unrealistic stuff. And it works both ways too. I'm sure there's women out there that thinking all men like a certain thing from seeing posts and maybe porn and whatever, and you know, having a certain mindset, and they don't. You know, like everybody's different. Everybody likes different stuff. It's like you gotta have a conversation.
Like that sloppy fast head.
You gotta have a conversation about this shit.
Like slow down. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I got cring in my neck. That's funny. Speedy Gonzalez. But
You
I
know?
think we're gonna get ready to get it up out of here. So, got any parting words for the people?
Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we have. I think this was a good one. I'm looking forward to watching it myself. And y'all take care and be safe and have a good time and enjoy yourselves.
Yes, and I second that. Everybody out there, be safe, have a great time, and just be nice. Be nice to each other. It's a lot of shit going on right now, period.
Yeah, that goes on.
There's election and stuff, and just be nice. Be a nice person. Doesn't take much.
Life ain't over. Life ain't over. Life ain't over. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.